Thanks for staying with us. Now the news in detail. The Unemployed Veterinary Officers Coalition of Ghana is asking government to employ members who are still at home despite being cleared for deployment. The group is bemoaning the delay in assigning some 550 members who've completed national service. At a news conference in Tamale, the group gave government a 21-day ultimatum to fix the current situation. Here's Martina Bugri's report.
The Coalition of Unemployed Veterinary Officers of Ghana is a coalition of veterinary unemployed graduates from the country veterinary colleges. The group, which numbers over 2,000, has graduates who completed the colleges from 2018 to 2023 and are currently home. According to the group, even though the president promised at the 2021 National Best Farmers Day they will be absolved, only half of the group has been absolved. Addressing a press conference in Pontamale, secretary of the group, Saidu Abdul Halim, said they are worried about the delay and its consequences.
The significance of our cause cannot be overstated, particularly in light of recent disease outbreaks such as avian influenza and anthrax, which have devastated livestock populations and threatened human health. The tragic loss of life resulting from the consumption of infected meat underscores the urgency of bolstering disease surveillance and veterinary services across the country. In light of these pressing concerns, the Unemployed Veterinary Officers Coalition of Ghana issues a 21-day ultimatum to the government to provide a satisfactory explanation for the delay in deploying the remaining 550 cleared veterinary officers, together with those who have completed their mandatory national service. We implore the Minister of Food and Agriculture to expedite the deployment process or face peaceful protests at the ministry's premises until our demands are met.
He said efforts to get the ministry to address their issue has proven futile.
Currently, as we speak, the number of graduates sitting at home are close to 2,000, and some are on the verge of completion. Our frustration stems from the failure of successive attempts to engage the Ministry of Agriculture in constructive dialogue regarding the delayed deployment. Despite our relentless efforts, including numerous trips from Teiman to Accra and financial contributions from coalition members, our inquiries remain unanswered.
Some of the members of the coalition spoke to join.
We are sitting home. We don't have, even on the day break, getting money that the money that you used to eat. Sometimes it's not easy for you to get something like that, and then some of us, we are paying our rent, and so honestly speaking, it's not been easy. It's not been easy. That is why some of us, we have ventured into selling of these sandals, because you don't know what to do. But our hope was when you complete, government will employ you. Now we have completed, and then there's nothing.
So how much profit do you make from selling the sandals?
The sandals, yeah. If I take a bill like this, when I sell it, I'm getting at least 100 cedis profit. 100 cedis. And if I take it, I'm using a motorbike. You go round. It's just something that will make you feel like there's 1 cedi in my pocket. It's not something that you
heard the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency President Nana Akufo-Addo, coming out making a public declaration that he has given clearance, or he has instructed the Minister of Finance to give clearance to for the recruitment of 1,100 graduates of unemployed graduates. When the incident happened, when we went to Accra, it was supposed to be done in batches. But as I speak with you, I am one of the affected students who was supposed to be employed. But because of the negligence of our stakeholders, that is why I am still sitting down in. That's why I'm still sitting.
So they were supposed to follow it based on badges, and also give the appointment to those who are, who deserve the appointment, and not to other sectors. Because when we got to Accra, we realized that some appointment was given to people who are not veterinarians. Yes. They were crops and other sectors. I don't want to just to mention few. Okay, once we are there, we are the real veterinarians. We are.
Now Now, flag bearer of the opposition National Democratic Congress, John Mahama, has promised to create a ministry focused on youth development if he wins power in December. Speaking at the inauguration of the NDC's National Youth Wing Secretariat, the former president said the current Youth and Sports Ministry is largely focused on the Black Stars, sidelining the well-being of the youth of this country who make up the majority of the population.
We're going to see quality in Accra, Kumasi, and some of the major cities in the country are said to be very low. As a result, many have been affected and many more are bearing the brunt of the phenomenon.
We'll bring you that story later, but meanwhile, former President John Mahama's running mate, Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman, wants Ghanaians to eschew the attitude of discrimination and belittling of the abilities of others in every facet of life. Speaking at the 50th anniversary launch of the Ghana Adventist Choir Union, Professor Opoku-Agyeman said God, in his wisdom, blessed every individual with special abilities, and it will take a collective harmonization to drive national development. Precious Semevo has more.
The 50th anniversary launch of the Ghana Adventist Choir Union was on the theme, Reaching the World Through Sacred Music. The occasion saw various Adventist groups, both home and abroad, serenade dignitaries, including chiefs and political figures, with some melodious Adventist songs. Pastor Edward Nyako is the Executive Secretary of the Northern Ghana Union Conference of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
We have a group that is called Choir, and the purpose of the group is to go to the world with sacred music. And today is the 50th anniversary. We have invited many choirs across the country. The Lord has given us a lot of talents in order to sing, to minister in music. It is my appeal that when we are writing, we are composing music, let us come out with a music that is going to motivate us, a music that's going to be a source of healing to our society.
In her address, the NDC running mate for the 2024 elections, Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman, highlighted the positive role of music in the lives of believers. She, however, called on Ghanaians to embrace and harmonize the abilities of all for development and sustenance of peace.
Na kwa no so kire ye no ma bebre ebi ni say so bia na part auto na sa ni nyina wo keka bomu a na harmony no eba tese so bia wo ofa so obia na di obeye obia ni tumi anyame di ama no enti ni na tese ye nipa na ya ba asase so ensese e bo obia nim tia na me nim dodo na me na me free ha na wo de won session ya fan kire inti ga yan fan ko yen yan fa obuo yan fa ahobrase yan fa odo yan fa nchiro bia na ka ye hwe de ko afoye ya aka ye manga na sei basa ensi oda inti ye muso bia wo bibia obeye na ye ma obia nso kan no no so nchire achade kase a nyame de amano ono so odeboa ebeye.
Bono Regional Minister Justina Osubanahini relished the impact of the occasion, transcending barriers.
As we celebrate the gift of music, may this Sing-Song Festival be a testament to the power of music to uplift, inspire, and transform lives. Music is a universal language that transcends barriers and holds a multitude of interpretations in the eyes of society. Some see music merely as a business venture, others see a pathway to fame, and yet others view it as a tool for projecting themselves to higher authority or promoting tourism.
Precious Semevo, Joy News, Sunyai.
Now, flag bearer of the new patriotic party, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has touted government's achievements, pledging to introduce major interventions to grow the economy. Addressing Teiman supporters of the NPP after a health walk in Praso in the Eastern Region, Dr. Bawumia promised to turn the fortunes of the country around by granting tax amnesty to businesses, establishing a minerals development bank for small-scale miners, among others, when elected as president. Apologies for that. We will bring you the story later. Moving on, Paramount Chief of the Tumu traditional area, Kroro Richard Babini Kanton, is worried about the failure of successive governments to completely fix major roads between Tumu and other neighboring communities and districts in the Upper West and East regions. He's been speaking in a speech read on his behalf at the Paragbele Festival in Tumu in the Upper West region. Rafik Salam's report from Tumu contains sensitive videos. Viewer discretion is advised.
For 3 years, the Paragbele Festival, celebrated by the chiefs and people of the Tumu traditional area, was on hiatus. This came as a result of the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic, which forced government to roll out stringent measures to halt the spread of the deadly disease. The Paragbele Festival served as a rallying point for the people of the traditional area to reflect on the development in their various communities and the maintenance of their cultural heritage and identity as Sisales. The festival was held on the theme curbing the rising incidence of chieftaincy, land, and political violence, a call to embrace diversity. Paramount Chief of the Tumu traditional area, Koro Richard Babini Kanton Dasif, in a speech read on his behalf by Luruwe Mohammed Kanton, expressed worry over the numerous chieftaincy conflicts in the area, imploring on all kingmakers to strictly adhere to lay down customary and traditional practices so as to forestall or reduce chieftaincy-related conflicts in the country.
The many chieftaincy and chieftaincy-related disputes and the incidence of violence is ample evidence of the reason for which this year's Paragbele theme was chosen. The reason for which we have some of these ugly scenes in relation to chieftaincy can largely be attributed to the role of kingmakers in their failure to adhere to laid down customs and traditions for the nomination, selection, confirmation, and installation of prospective chiefs, mostly due to self-seeking interests. The Sisala people have a saying that which literally means chiefs like plants sprout from the parent plant. I therefore implore all kingmakers to strictly adhere to laid down customary and traditional practices so as to forestall or reduce chieftaincy-related disputes in the country.
Turning to developmental challenges of the area, Koro Richard Babini Kanton Dasif commended government for the numerous policies implemented which has tremendously impacted positively on the lives of the people. He is however not happy about the failure of the MPP government and other past government since independence to fix the Hanje-Tumu highway. The 76 kilometers highway project has been awarded to 5 contractors by the government to raise it to the level of bitumen. The performance of the contractors the last 12 months has been wishy-washy, leaving commuters to bear the brunt of the deplorable bumpy road.
The failure of succeeding regimes since independence, including the current government, to prioritize and completely fix the major trunk roads linking Tumu to any major town within the its tenure of office makes my people and my good self to feel that we have been neglected in the area of road infrastructure. We are indeed tired of assurances, and the only language we can understand is when we see action on these roads to completion. My appeal is that this government still has ample time to tar at least the Tumu JFC War trunk road before its tenure of office elapses. Guru Chairman, Honorable Regional Minister, the unfair allocation of EU farm access roads in Upper West Region against the Sisala people will remain a major concern of my people, despite the fact that the Sisala area is the breadbasket of the region and the country.
Deputy Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources, Amidu Chine Isaku, enumerated some projects embarked on in the constituency.
Additionally, Through my ministry, we are constructing the Tumu town water, and construction is over 60%. And my prayer is that in the next 2 months, the project will be completed so that the people of Tumu can get clean, potable water. Through my initiative and through Kata Charity, I've also drilled 3 mechanized boreholes which are completed and in use. 1 in Bojang, 1 in Crowboy, and 1 in Pena. And Kuro Chairman, I can assure you that in the coming days, more boreholes will be drilled, both hand pump boreholes and mechanized ones in the Sisala East. I will deliver in making sure that water becomes accessible across the length and breadth of Sisala East as Member of Parliament. Kuro Chairman, in the area of youth development, I have supported over 180 young people with sewing machines and hair dryers so that they can start a trade. I have also supported a lot of young people in the area of sponsorship, either from my common fund, from Get Fund, and other sources of funding. I mean, many of them I have supported at the teacher training college level, nursing, law, the universities, so many of them, because human development is important.
Reporting for the news, Rafik Salam, Tumu.
Let me take you back to the Eastern region for the story of flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, who's touting government's achievements, pledging to introduce major interventions to grow the economy. My colleague, our Eastern Regional Correspondent, Cohesion, joins me on the phone. Kofi, yesterday we understand there was a walk and the NDC was also supposed to take a walk there in the Eastern region. What's the latest on the activities of these 2 major political parties?
Okay, so the NPP had embarked on a walk yesterday in the morning, and Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, the flag bearer of the party, and the party hierarchy from the national chairman, the general secretary, to the last official of the party were all present, at the event, and they took turns to speak at the program. When they finished the health work that started from Kwawu Obo to Empraiso. So it was Empraiso that they held the DERBA or the campaign. So when they were speaking, the General Secretary spoke first, and according to him, former President Mahama isn't an option, and that the people of Ghana should reject him and vote for Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia because he is someone who is proving that he will be able to do the work after President Nana Akufo-Addo's tenure. So after he spoke, the national chairman also spoke, and he called for unity among the rank and file of the party. And he says that without unity going into 2024 elections, it will be difficult for the MPP to win. So when he was done, the flag bearer himself, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, spoke, and he was so much convinced that the MPP government has done enough for the people of Ghana for them to give them to renew their mandate once more. So he was touting the achievements of the MPP government led by Nana Akufo-Addo, and he thinks that the party can ride on those achievements to win the next elections come December 7th. So that was for the NPP. Today, too, the NDC embarked on the same health work, and this time they called it the 24-hour economic health work. It started from Kwawu Etibie all the way to Kwawu Empire, so the same venue the NPP, addressed the Teiman supporters. And the flag bearer of the NPP, John Dramani Mahama, in his address to the people, said that one thing he hopes to do when he's voted into power is to decouple the Ministry of Youth and Sports. So the Youth Ministry will stand on its own, then the Sports Ministry will stand on its own. His reason is that for some time now, once the ministries are together, it will be difficult for the ministers or those appointed there to focus on the real... Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, Kofi.
Okay. So the attention has always been on sports alone. So he believes that when it is slated, the sports ministry will stand on its own. Then there will be another ministry for the youth to tackle the concerns of the youth alone. So that is what he's been saying. And he says that the NDC is a party that does not discriminate when it comes to development. Because when it comes to Kwahu here, the development that they've given to the people of Kwahu, they do not consider the fact that the people of Kwahu voted for them or not. Unlike the NPP, when recently the flag or the leader of the party, Nana Akufo-Addo, said some people did not vote for him. So that is why they did not extend, development to those areas. He said the NDC isn't like that, and that people should consider the NDC as a national party, which when voted into power, they're going to share the national cake, accordingly.
Right. Thank you so much, Kofi Siao. Kofi Siao is our Eastern Regional correspondent, bringing us the latest updates from activities of the two major political parties in the Eastern Region. Moving on, Acting Vice Chancellor of the Simon Diodong Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies, INWA, has emphasized the university's commitment to achieving gender parity and addressing infrastructural deficits to enhance teaching and learning. He spoke at the matriculation of more than 4,000 first students of the 2023 and 2024 academic year. Here's another report by Rafiq Salam.
The fourth matriculation ceremony held at the new auditorium saw a significant number of students officially joining the university community, including those enrolled in weekend postgraduate programs from city centers across the country. The Simon Diodong Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies SDD bids received a total of 4,787 applicants. Out of that number, 4,253 were admitted by the university based on merit. Acting Vice Chancellor of the university, Professor Emmanuel K. Derebele, acknowledged the need to work towards gender parity in admissions, especially considering the higher proportion of male students admitted. Additionally, he emphasized the university's commitment to increasing the number of postgraduate students to fulfill its mandate as a research-intensive institution. Professor K. Derebele then highlighted the university's mandate to become an international acclaimed institution focused on applied research and practical-oriented education.
This act set up the university as a public tertiary institution with a mandate to become an internationally acclaimed applied research and practical-oriented educational institution dedicated to the development of business and integrated development studies. In a country where the statistics show that there are many more young females than males, the university must reposition itself to work towards gender parity in admissions in the medium to long term.
He also used the opportunity to speak about infrastructure challenges faced by the university, acknowledging the support received from the government and efforts to secure funding for ongoing projects.
We are grateful to the government for the establishment of the SD Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies. As a new university, we certainly have some infrastructure deficits, and that is to be expected. With the support of Council, there are a number of measures that we are taking to accelerate the process of improving the infrastructure situation in the university for creating a more conducive and enabling environment for teaching and learning.
Despite the university's achievements, some first students raised some concerns about infrastructure deficiencies, particularly regarding bad roads and lecture halls.
In terms of our route from our hostel to pavilion, it's very bad. Before you get to the class, your legs are dirty and you feel already dirty and you are stressed out.
I think they need to now start working on our roads and our halls for us.
They, however, expressed optimism about the university's potential and encourage prospective students to apply.
For the experience we have seen here, we would like to welcome you if you would like to join, because this is also an institution where we can all come and learn and gain something in the future.
We are great, and we've started lectures going on smoothly. And then we wish that at the end of the day, we make the school proud and we ourselves.
Paramount Chief of the Laura Traditional Area, Napo Cabo III, who also doubles as a member of the Governing Council of the University, chaired the function.
On behalf of Council, say that we are working tirelessly and seriously with government, with various stakeholders to address the infrastructure deficit that has unfortunately bedeviled this university. And we pray that despite these challenges, all students apply themselves to the purpose for which they have been here, so that you leave this place flying colors.
Reporting for J News, Rafik Salam.
In other stories, Vice Chancellor of the Cape Coast Technical University, Professor Kweku Educhum Eyim Boakye, says the university is in dire need of accommodation for its students. He's asking government to complement the university's efforts in helping them resolve the accommodation difficulties. Speaking at the graduation ceremony of the university, Professor Eyim Boakye indicated that though the university has been exploring all other avenues to get the issue resolved, government intervention would minimize the impact of the situation has on the university and its students. There's more in this report.
Student accommodation is a big challenge.
Vice Chancellor of the Cape Coast Technical University, Professor Kweku Educhum Eyim Boakye, bemoaning the accommodation situation and some stalled projects in the school. The accommodation difficulties of the university, he says, continue to have a serious impact on the university, and even though the university has over the period made giant strides to get the accommodation difficulties resolved, government interventions would be key.
Thankfully, the Governing Council has given management the permission to explore all legal means to ensure that this challenge is solved. Management is targeting, Chair, that by the next congregation next year, or by the congregation of 2025, because we'll have one in 2024 November, but by 2025 congregation, and I'm not a politician, at least we plan to double the available bed space by next year. Prof. Chair, as for the stalled Get Fund projects such as the commercial block and the auditorium, the least said about them, the better. We continue to appeal to government to intervene quickly to complement our efforts at closing the infrastructure gap.
Professor Kweku Boakye mentioned some of the breakthroughs the university has had in its quest to become a giant in renewable energy in Ghana.
Engineering Design and Innovation Center has revamped the solar-powered tricycle with a new iron phosphate battery, thereby significantly improving the range from 5 kilometers to 130 kilometers. Simply put, this means that our new Eco Ride is ready for transportation to transport our students at a cheaper cost within the environs of Cape Coast. EDIC has also designed and installed Central Region's first electronic charging hub and is ready to partner government and the private sector to set up charging hubs for electric vehicles. The Department of Food Science and Technology, Post-Harvest Technology, has successfully developed Ghana's first ever sanitary pad made of bamboo. And we are in the process of patenting the prototype for further production.
Former president of the Institute of Internal Auditors Ghana, Harriet Ekuya-Karikari, also encouraged the university to keep developing novel ideas through research, particularly in areas like information and communication technology and artificial intelligence.
It is up to you to take every available opportunity to continue to learn new and better ways to become the best in your field of expertise. Chairman, may I add that traditional research alone may not be enough to elevate CCTU to its highest potential. In addition, there is still a yawning gap for skill and knowledge to match up the development needs and opportunities of our country and beyond. Skills and knowledge in ICT and artificial intelligence. Skills and knowledge in contemporary engineering solutions and analytical skills that the world of work is seeking and assumes a graduate should possess.
Chairman of the University Governing Council, Professor Harold Amonu Kofi, tasked the university to deepen collaboration to make the university a stalwart among its peers. The event saw the graduation of a new batch of professionals equipped with the technical and vocational skills needed to contribute to national development.
Now, the Ghana AIDS Commission says it is concerned about how people having fun during this Easter, especially for those who will engage in sexual activities. Now, it's an open secret that commercial sex workers infiltrate the revelers and manage to win the minds of innocent men and women and engage in sex for cash. Director General of the Ghana AIDS Commission, Dr. Stephen Chirema Etuahene, says that's a dangerous practice.
It's risk reduction, and so one of the things that we find as a risk factor is events. Events such as the Kwau Easter Festival is a hotspot for HIV transmission. And so the Commission, right from the beginning when government launched the tourism event for the Kwau Easter and paragliding events, the Commission collaborated with the Ministry of Tourism, and we have since been running HIV programs during Kwau Easter every year. And so in every year, we set up health screening and condom distribution centers in all the 3 districts within the Kwau enclave. And at these centers, we provide counseling and testing for HIV and other diseases. And we also give out free condoms so that people who have romance on their minds should also think of protection. And therefore, we make these, we make condoms available to them.
We'll take a breather now. We're back with more stories. Stay with us. Welcome back to Joy Newsroom with me, Sweetie Abochi. Moving on, in the Ashanti region, preparations are gradually advancing as the Asante Kingdom gears up to celebrate the Silver Jubilee of the Asante Otumfuo II, following his ascension to the Golden Stool in 1999. The Grand Durbar of the anniversary, slated for May 12, 2024, would see both local and foreign dignitaries gracing the occasion. Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osei Mensah disclosed that government is working to leverage opportunities from the anniversary to boost the local economy while beefing up security for a successful event. He spoke during the first cleanup exercise led by the Asante Hene. There's more in this report.
Sweeping the streets, the silted gutters, and clearing weeds, residents and royals in Kumasi joined the Asante Otumfuo II to tidy up the city. The cleanup exercise is part of activities lined up to celebrate the Silver Jubilee of the Asante since his ascension to the Golden Stool. From market centers to homes, the group, including government officials and local youth organizations, cleared filth that littered the city. Traditional leaders in the greater Kumasi metropolis led the communal exercise in their respective suburbs. The Asante moved through the principal and ceremonial streets of Kumasi, from Tafo to Bantama, through to the Kejita Market, Asafo, and finally Alaba Market to inspect the exercise while he exchanged pleasantries with the people. Nana Ajaman in Swasi Poku is the head of the sanitation committee of the anniversary.
The main Durbar
is going to take place on the 12th of May. So on the 11th of May, we are going to do the main clean-up exercise. And we know that all the lapses, teething problems that we are facing, by the time we get to that period, we will have been rectified all those things. It shouldn't be a 9-day wonder. It should be a continuous affair, and we are going to make sure that we do that.
Ahead of the Grand Durbar, series of activities including a religious feast for fetish priests and ethnic groups, a non-denominational Thanksgiving, and the 75th celebration of the King are expected to be held. The government says it is fast-tracking processes to complete projects, including tourist attractions. Samuel Pine is the Kumasi mayor.
We have a desk that deals with tourism, culture, and business investment. So we are speaking with them, writing letters to them, inviting them to the program, and making sure that they mobilize people and come here.
Regional Minister Simon Osei-Mensah says they are working to partly open the international airport to welcome international dignitaries.
We are doing our best. If we could finish the airport by the end of April, so that those who will be attending the program at least can come and land free at the Kumasi International Airport. There are several activities that are going on, and all these things are geared towards the final day of the celebration, and also to make sure that all tourists that will come are fully secured. We are not taking security in the region for granted.
Some government officials and royals touted the leadership of the king over the last 2 decades.
His leadership spanned across all developmental agenda, both from within and without. In the Ashanti Region, he instituted the Otumfuo Educational Foundation, which spread across the country. Beyond that, Otumfuo had taking so many decisions by way of judgment to forestall chieftaincy disputes that existed.
The cleanup exercise is expected to be replicated every month of the year to instill cleanliness in residents. For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Bright.
Minister of State for Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, Osei Bonsu Amwa, has indicated that the Gulf of Guinea Northern Region Social Cohesion Project has created more than 3,500 jobs for community members through participation in the construction of facilities in the project areas. He says the project has also strengthened the capacity of more than 4,000 program actors within the area. Obi Amwa has been speaking at the social conference in Tamale.
The SOCO project is aimed at contributing to the prevention of conflict spillover from the Sahel regions by improving the socio and economic resilience of the northern regions in the Gulf of Guinea countries. In Ghana, the project is being implemented in 6 regions and 48 metropolitan municipal and district assemblies. Mr. Osei Bonsu Amwa said the SOCO project was complementing government's development agenda.
The SOCO project is complementing the government's development agenda, and the interventions are consistent with our socio-economic development policies, especially regarding the pillars of peace and security, economic growth, and social development. It is worth noting that out of the 16 project indicator targets, 13 of them have been exceeded, indicating an enormous progress towards the achievement of the project development objectives. Some of these achievements include the construction and rehabilitation of 582 sub-projects in the first year, consisting of 42 roads, 66 classroom blocks, and teachers' accommodation, 74 rural markets, 55 health facilities, 228 water facilities, including mechanized boreholes with hand pump, and small town water systems, among others. The project has created 3,748 jobs for community members through their participation
in the construction of community infrastructure projects.
The country director of the World Bank, Robert O'Brien, commended Ghana for its achievement made so far on the project and a stable democracy.
This is made worse by the possibility of fragility, conflict, and violence spilling over the border from the Sahel regions. It's been very encouraging to see so far that Ghana is really a bit of an island in many ways and doing very well in this aspect, but also in terms of its the strength of its democratic traditions, I think, and the stability of the government across the country.
The Northern Regional Minister, Shani Al-Hassan Shaibu, said the Regional Coordinating Council will pay keen interest in the execution of the projects.
The Northern Region is the beneficiary of 51 sub-projects, which are all at various stages of completion. At the Northern Regional Coordinating Council, we have our eyes on the ball to ensure that these projects are completed on time and used for the intended purposes.
The World Bank country director and his team also paid a courtesy call on the Northern Regional Minister, Shani Al-Hassan Shaibu. Speaking at the event, the minister assured the team the region was peaceful and ready for development.
And I can also confidently tell you that the Northern region now is very peaceful. We have a very peaceful atmosphere, very congenial for any activity that we have to undertake.
The World Bank country director, Robert O'Brien, said there was the need for all to get impatient when it comes to issues of poverty.
I think we should all be impatient about serving the citizens of Ghana, of the Northern region, in terms of reducing poverty and providing social services. I was struck when I was looking at the poverty analysis that the World Bank has done, how much poorer, how many more people are living in poverty in the Northern region as opposed to the Southern region. So this is very much a priority.
The team later visited a cattle market and a women's economic empowerment group in the Sanergu municipality. The team was also treated to a cultural display at the Sanarnas Palace and a dinner for several other development partners.
Health authorities in the Teiman municipality of the Bongo East Region are concerned about the increasing number of mental health cases recorded in the area. Municipal Mental Health Officer Ernest Asamoah says this is as a result of the rise in incidents of depression, which leads to suicide in some cases. Anna Sabitz reports.
Addressing stakeholders and participants during the 2023 annual performance review meeting of the Teiman Municipal Health Directorate, Municipal Disease Control Officer Abraham Num, who spoke on behalf of the Municipal Health Director, revealed that the Directorate in the year under review saw an improvement with regards to its performance, with the Directorate recording 3.6, an improvement of the 2022 figure of 3.2.
With regards to overall performance, this year is better. Overall, last year we had a performance of 3.4, but as indicated, as you saw, the overall performance came to 3.6 this year. So we are able to, catch up with some of our indicators that we couldn't get last year.
He was, however, quick to note that the Directorate is committed to improving the health outcomes of residents in the area as it continues its steps towards liaising with the necessary stakeholders in the sector to improve quality health care.
You already saw that we brought some kind of agenda that will help us to achieve the targets. And so that is exactly what we are going to do. As we go, we are not sleeping. We are going to build on the shortfalls. What we think will be necessary or will help us to achieve our targets next year, we will put them together, and the necessary logistics and interventions that are needed, we will put in place.
Municipal Mental Health Officer Ernest Asamoah expressed worry at the increase in mental health cases across the municipality, adding that the incidence of depression is on the rise.
When we look at our municipality here, what is prevailing is the incidence of depression. depression emanating from psychosocial concerns. There are a lot of psychosocial concerns. We also noticed that the economic situation of people living in this municipality also has some sort of impact on them.
He stated that the Directorate is, however, increasing its education on mental health issues to help address these menace.
At the Municipal Health Directorate level, the only thing we can do for now is to intensify health education, to make people aware of the signs and symptoms of depression or suicide. Definitely, depression leads to suicide most times, or attempted suicide. So it's health education. We are intensifying health education for people to know much about mental health conditions. That is what we are doing for now.
Several departments and individuals were awarded for their relentless contributions to healthcare in the area. Juliet Mensah, a community health nurse at the Bamri Chips compound, is one of them. She says the recognition would go a long way to help improve her output as well as the general health care of the area.
It means a lot. This awards means a lot. At least it has made me feel like my work really appreciated what you have done.
Anna Sabit, Joy News, Teiman.
And that's a wrap for Joy Newsroom for today. But I'm leaving you to enjoy some sights and scenes from the skies of Kwewu, Ghana, where the 2024 Paragliding Easter Festival has already taken flight. This annual event has long been a spectacle, drawing adventures from around the globe. However, this year's festival holds a special significance as a young indigen takes to the skies for the first time as a solo pilot, alongside an international gathering of thrill seekers. Jacqueline Asamoah has more in this report. My name is Sweetie Abochi. Enjoy.
For years, the Paragliding Easter Festival in Kwewu has captivated the hearts of adventurers, but this year marks a milestone in its history. Among the daring pilots soaring through the skies is Isaac Mensah, a 21-year-old from Kwewu, making his debut flying solo.
I'm feeling very excited and very happy right now. Yeah, it was really good, and then indeed, I was very scared at the moment, but then the moment I took off, everything was very slow, and then I'm really happy. I'm very, very excited. I'm wishing to do it again and many, many, many more.
Isaac's journey from the hills of Kwewu to the clouds above is a testament to the spirit of determination and passion that defines this festival.
Yeah, I have been a pilot assistant since 2010 up to date.
Wow, that's a long time. That's like 14 years.
Yeah.
And how did you always wanted to do this?
Yeah, sure. I always wanted to do that, so I keep on pushing much pressure and then keeping training, keeping updates with them, learning much, and then going to the beach, doing inflation and stuff. It's a lot.
You're the first indigen from here because we've never had anyone coming from Kwewu to be a pilot. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel very proud because this is my home, and then I really wanted to, put it up so that people will go and believe that, yeah, we can make it, because a lot of people used to say Ghanaians couldn't make it.
From distant lands across the globe, thrill seekers have also converged in Kwewu to experience the thrill of paragliding. Voices from different countries share their reasons for traveling thousands of miles for this unique experience.
I feel good. I'm very glad to fly. Yes, it's the first time for me.
Okay, how are you feeling about that?
Excited.
You're not scared at all?
No, not at all.
Some of us are scared, like for the height.
No, not at all.
Okay, but this is your first time in Africa?
Yes.
And Ghana, what made you choose Ghana?
Because I have a son-in-law, and he wanted to show us the land and the country and the family. Yes.
But so far, you've been here for a couple of hours. How do you see the place?
The place is very nice. The sun is shining. The weather is good, and I feel good. But we didn't see a lot of Ghana.
You haven't seen? Oh, okay. But are you expecting to see other places before you leave?
Yes.
I'm excited. It looks fun. It looks fine. Yeah. You're not scared of it?
No, I'm not. Great scenery, I guess, and I don't know, a nice view. The nature is amazing. So green, so windy. The weather is super nice. Yeah.
Are you coming back next year for the Easter?
Yeah.
As the festivities in Cohesion unfolds and the skies come alive with color, one thing is clear: the spirit of adventure knows no bound.
This year being election year for Ghana, we envisage several protests being held and the need for all stakers to be prepared